I was in the bridal suite, 5 minutes to walk down the aisle. My hands shook as I adjusted my veil. My maid of honor, Rachel, burst through the door. Her face was white. "Sophia, we have a problem." "What kind of problem?" "Your sister. She's wearing—" Rachel couldn't finish. I walked to the door, looked through the crack, down the hallway where guests were gathering. And there she was, my sister, Olivia, 28 years old, standing in the reception area, wearing a white wedding dress. Not a white dress, a wedding dress, full length, lace, train, veil, everything. She was greeting guests, hugging my friends, posing for photos, acting like she was the bride. I picked up my bouquet, walked out of the bridal suite, my dress swishing behind me. "Sophia, what are you doing?" Rachel grabbed my arm. Something I should have done years ago. I walked down the hallway, heels clicking, heart pounding, bridesmaids following behind me. Olivia saw me, smiled, that same smile she'd used our whole lives when she stole something of mine. "Sophia, don't you love my dress? I wanted us to match. Sisters, right?" I dropped my bouquet, grabbed the neckline of her dress, and ripped. The sound of tearing fabric filled the room. White's my color today. If you've ever had a family member try to steal your spotlight, stay with me until the end. Your support means everything to me. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever had to stand up to a sibling on your big day? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. My name is Sophia. I'm 30 years old, and today, May 14th, was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. I was marrying David, the man I'd loved for 5 years, kind, supportive, everything I'd ever wanted. My sister Olivia and I grew up in Connecticut, 2 years apart. We should have been close. We weren't. From childhood, Olivia couldn't stand me having anything she didn't. If I got a toy, she'd break it. If I made a friend, she'd steal them. If I achieved something, she'd diminish it. When I got into Yale, she told everyone the admissions office made a mistake. When I graduated with honors, she said the professors felt sorry for me. When I got engaged, she posted on Facebook that David had proposed to her first and settled for me. That last one wasn't true. David had never dated Olivia, never even shown interest. But she told everyone anyway. Our mother enabled it. "She's just jealous. Be the bigger person. She's your sister." I'd been the bigger person for 30 years. Today, I was done. The wedding planning had been a nightmare. Olivia inserted herself into everything. Tried to choose my dress. Criticized my venue. Told guests the wedding colors were boring. 2 weeks ago, she'd asked to be a bridesmaid. I'd said no. She'd thrown a tantrum. Our mother called me cruel. Last week, she'd called David. Told him she had feelings for him. That he was making a mistake. That she'd always loved him. David had recorded the call, played it for me. We'd decided not to tell anyone. Didn't want drama before the wedding. But Olivia wasn't done. This morning she'd texted our mother. "Can't wait for everyone to see my dress today. Sophia's going to die." Mom had forwarded it to me with, "She's just excited to celebrate you." I should have known. The dress tore down the front. Olivia screamed, grabbed the fabric. But I was already pulling. Rip. The bodice separated. The skirt came loose. "Sophia, stop! You're ruining it!" "You wore a wedding dress to my wedding. I'm not ruining anything." Our mother pushed through the crowd. "Sophia, what are you doing?" "Removing the fake bride so the real one can get married." Mom grabbed my arm. "She spent $2,000 on that dress. She spent $2,000 to upstage me at my own wedding. That's on her." Olivia was crying now. The dress hung in pieces, her makeup running. "I was trying to honor you, to match with you. You always think the worst of me." I picked up a piece of the torn fabric, held it up. "This is a wedding dress, not a nice white dress. A full bridal gown, with a veil and a train. You came to my wedding dressed as a bride. It's just a dress. If it's just a dress, you won't mind that it's destroyed." David appeared behind me, still in the groom's room. He'd heard the commotion. He looked at Olivia, at the torn dress, at me. "What happened?" "My sister wore a wedding dress to our ceremony. I removed it." He looked at Olivia. "You did what?" She straightened up, tried to recover. "David, I was trying to be part of the celebration." "By dressing as a bride? At someone else's wedding?" "I wanted to look nice." "You wanted to look like Sophia. On Sophia's day. That's not celebrating. That's sabotage." Our father pushed through, took in the scene, the torn dress, Olivia crying, me holding my ground. "Olivia, what were you thinking?" "Dad, she attacked me." "You wore a wedding dress to your sister's wedding. Don't play victim." Mom tried again. "She didn't mean anything by it. She's been competing with Sophia her entire life. This is just another attempt." Dad turned to me. "You okay?" I nodded. "I'm getting married now." "Good. Olivia, you're leaving." "Dad, I'm family." "Family doesn't sabotage weddings. Get changed. Go home." Olivia stumbled toward the exit. Still crying, the torn dress trailing behind her. Guests whispered. Phones were out, recording everything. Rachel handed me my bouquet. "That was the most badass thing I've ever seen." "I should have done it years ago." "You want to take a minute? Compose yourself?" I looked at David, at the altar waiting for us, at our friends and family gathering. "No, I want to get married." The music started. David took his place. I walked down the aisle. Every eye was on me, not because of the dress ripping, but because I'd stood up for myself. Finally. David's eyes filled with tears when he saw me. Happy tears, proud tears. The ceremony was perfect. We said our vows, kissed, everyone cheered. At the reception, people kept approaching me. That took courage. "Your sister's been doing that for years. I'm glad you finally stopped her." "I wish I'd had your strength at my wedding." My college roommate pulled me aside. "Remember sophomore year when Olivia showed up at your birthday party claiming it was a joint party? You let her have half the cake. Today you didn't let her have anything. I'm so proud of you." My dad danced with me during the father-daughter dance. "I'm sorry I didn't protect you better from her. Your mother always said I was too hard on Olivia. I should have been harder." "It's not your fault." "It is partly, but you protected yourself today. That's what matters." David's mother found me during dinner. "Sophia, I need to tell you something. Last month, Olivia called me. She said you were having second thoughts about the marriage, that you'd asked her to tell us. I didn't believe her, but I wanted you to know she tried." My stomach dropped. "She did what?" "She tried to convince us the wedding was a mistake, that you were only marrying David because you were afraid of being alone. I told her if she had concerns, she should talk to you directly. She said she did, that you told her to handle it." "I never said that." "I know. That's why I'm telling you. She's been working behind the scenes, trying to sabotage this marriage. What you did today, stopping her publicly, that needed to happen." After the first dance, I went to the bridal suite to fix my makeup. Rachel followed. "Sophia, there's something you need to see." She handed me her phone. Open to Olivia's Instagram, posted 20 minutes before the ceremony. A photo of Olivia in the wedding dress, full bridal pose. Caption: "When your little sister gets married, but you're still the most beautiful bride in the room. Hashtag sister wedding. Hashtag white for days. Hashtag all eyes on me." I scrolled through the comments. "Wait, whose wedding is this? Are you getting married too?" This is confusing. Then Olivia's response to one comment. "It's my sister's day, but I couldn't help stealing the show. She'd planned it, posted it, wanted everyone to see. I screenshotted everything, sent it to my family group chat. Within minutes, my phone exploded. Dad, this is beyond acceptable. She's not welcome at family events until she apologizes." My aunt. "I always knew she was jealous, but this is psychotic." My cousin. "Sophia, I'm so sorry. You deserved better." Mom. "Can we please not make this bigger than it is?" Dad. "Linda, she posted about it. She wanted to humiliate Sophia publicly. This isn't sibling rivalry. This is cruelty." Mom didn't respond. During cake cutting, my phone buzzed. Text from Olivia. "You're a bitch. You embarrassed me in front of everyone. I'll never forgive you." I showed David. He typed a response from my phone. You wore a wedding dress to your sister's wedding. You embarrassed yourself. Don't contact Sophia again. Another text. David, you don't understand. Sophia's always been jealous of me. I was trying to help her wedding look better. David, I'm blocking this number. If you contact Sophia or me again, we're getting a restraining order. He blocked her, handed me back my phone. You don't need that toxicity. Not today, not ever. The wedding ended at midnight. Perfect. Beautiful. Everything I'd dreamed. The next morning, David and I flew to Greece for our honeymoon. 2 weeks of peace. No Olivia, no drama. On day 3, my dad called. Sophia, I need to tell you what happened after you left. What happened? Olivia showed up at our house, still in pieces of the torn dress, demanding we take her side. Your mother tried to comfort her. I told her she owed you an apology. She refused, said you ruined her dress, that you assaulted her, that she's considering pressing charges. Charges? For what? Assault, destruction of property. She's threatening legal action. I sat up. The Greek sun suddenly felt too hot. She wore a wedding dress to my wedding. I removed it. That's not assault. I told her that. She didn't listen. She wants $2,000 for the dress plus emotional damages. Emotional damages? She claims you humiliated her, caused psychological harm. She's talking to lawyers. I felt something cold settle in my stomach. Dad, I'm not paying her anything. I didn't think you would, but I wanted you to know what's coming. After hanging up, I told David. He didn't even look surprised. She's bluffing. No lawyer would take that case. She wore a wedding dress to your wedding. Any judge would laugh her out of court. But what if she actually files? Then we countersue for intentional infliction of emotional distress, for sabotaging our wedding, for the months of harassment. We have evidence. Her texts, her Instagram post, the recording of her call to me. We have everything. He was right. But it still hurt. That my own sister would threaten legal action because I'd stopped her from ruining my wedding. 3 months after the wedding, my dad called again. Olivia wants to meet. She says she's ready to apologize. I don't want to see her. I understand, but I think you should hear her out. She's been in therapy. Her therapist suggested making amends. Did her therapist suggest wearing a wedding dress to someone else's wedding? Sophia, no, Dad. She threatened to sue me. She posted on Instagram about upstaging me. She called David trying to break us up. She spent my entire life competing with me. I'm done. She's your sister. She's my bully. There's a difference. Just think about it. I hung up. Told David. He held me while I cried. Not sad tears, angry tears, frustrated tears. Why can't she just let me be happy? Because she's not happy, and she thinks making you miserable will fix that. Will she ever stop? Not until you set boundaries, which you did, at the wedding, by ripping the dress, by standing your ground. She's testing to see if you'll back down. I won't. Good. Then she'll either accept that or stay away. Either way, you win. 2 weeks later, I got a letter. From Olivia. Handwritten. Sophia, I'm writing because my therapist says I need to take accountability. What I did at your wedding was wrong. I wore a white dress knowing it would upset you. I posted about it wanting to hurt you. I've spent our entire lives competing with you because I've always felt less than. You were smarter, more accomplished, more loved. I thought if I could just outshine you once, I'd feel better. I was wrong. Destroying your dress didn't make me feel powerful. It made me feel sick. You ripping it off me was the wake-up call I needed. I'm in therapy now, working on my jealousy, my competitiveness, my need for attention. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm asking you to know that I understand what I did, and I'm sorry. If you never want to see me again, I'll understand. Olivia. I read it 3 times. Showed David. What do you think? I think she's finally being honest. Whether that leads to change, time will tell. Should I respond? Do you want to? I thought about it. About 30 years of competition. About the wedding dress. About the Instagram post. About the therapy letter. Not yet. Maybe someday, but not yet. I put the letter in a drawer. Went back to my life. my marriage, my happiness. 1 year after the wedding, David and I hosted a small anniversary dinner. Close friends, family, celebrating our first year. Olivia wasn't invited. My mother asked if she could come. I said no. Mom didn't push. During dinner, my dad stood up, gave a toast. Sophia, watching you stand up for yourself last year was one of the proudest moments of my life. Not because you destroyed a dress, but because you set a boundary. You said, enough. You protected your happiness. That takes courage. I'm sorry I didn't teach you sooner that you didn't have to tolerate behavior that hurt you, but I'm grateful you learned it anyway. To Sophia and David, may you always protect what you've built. Everyone raised their glasses, cheered, and I felt something I hadn't felt in years around my family. Peace. After dinner, Rachel pulled me aside. You know the wedding video went viral, right? What? She showed me her phone. YouTube. Bride rips dress off sister who wore white to her wedding. 2.8 million views. Comments filled the screen. This is the energy we need. Finally, someone stood up to family nonsense. The sister got exactly what she deserved. White's my color today. Iconic line. I scrolled through hundreds of comments, stories of people whose weddings had been sabotaged, whose families had enabled bad behavior, who wished they'd stood their ground. I didn't know this was online. One of the guests posted it. It's been shared everywhere. You're kind of famous for standing up for yourself. I looked at David. He was laughing with our friends, happy, settled. We'd built a beautiful life. Olivia had tried to destroy it, failed, and forced me to finally set boundaries that should have existed decades ago. I looked back at the video. At the moment I'd ripped the dress, at the shock on everyone's faces, at me saying, "White's my color today." Rachel leaned over. Any regrets? I thought about it. About Olivia's therapy letter, about the year of peace, about the marriage I'd protected. Not one. She smiled. Good, because that moment, that's when you chose yourself. Finally. She was right. For 30 years, I'd been the bigger person, the understanding sister, the one who sacrificed to keep peace. That day at my wedding, in front of everyone, I'd chosen myself, my happiness, my boundaries. Olivia had worn a wedding dress to prove she could steal my spotlight. I'd ripped it off to prove she couldn't, and in doing so, I'd ripped away 30 years of enabling, of tolerating, of being less so she could feel like more. White was my color that day. It still is. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.